Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you Sunday, May the 10th, Mother's Day, the year 2020. Let's talk trading. Weekly open and gap. As you know, fellow traders, these videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. Trading is extremely risky. You can lose all of your money. If you need trading, investment, or financial advice, seek the advice of an accredited financial professional. And when you trade, always have your risk management in place. Never lose more than you're willing to lose on any one given trade. And before you start trading, make sure you have your brain management in place because you don't want a FOMO and you don't want a ROMO because pain does not come from the market. It comes from your reaction to the market. So, weekly opening gap. Well, fellow traders, if you weren't quick, you missed it. All the gaps have filled. And the pound at the moment, we were on the third green day here. Maybe we'll break out of the previous day's high. Maybe we won't. We'll just have to wait and see. You can see here we're putting in a nice opening range for the week here. So far, about 51 pips. It looks like it may just continue. Notice we are in the inside bar. That happened 4 days ago. So look to short at 124.20 and look to go long at the daily at 24.83 or the weekly at 24.74. So you can see here we're in a weekly inside bar 6 weeks ago. And once again here using the dashboard, you can see all the inside bar opportunities. And since I just mentioned a dashboard, there was a trader who was asking a question about a dashboard. Come to find out, I first wrote that dashboard in the year 2007. I mean, that dashboard's 13 years old. And I wasn't sure which dashboard he was talking about. He sent me a picture, but it's been so long since I've seen that dashboard. So, bottom line is, if you're listening, I'm not going to be able to make any changes to that dashboard. I've moved so far away from that. I mean, the new one, as I was talking to Walmart, and he said it's like night and day. I go, no, it's more like night and tennis balls. They're not even in the same universe. So I think what this trader wanted to do was he wanted to have some external indicators. Well, here's all the internal ones, but you can come down here and you can still have, you can use an external indicator. Now, of course, if I wanted to, I could add more, but the reason I haven't is because most of the external indicators are squiggly lines, and you guys know how I feel about squiggly lines. So that's it. But if somebody really needs to have more than one external indicator hooked up to the dashboard, let me know and I'll see what I can do, see if I can squeeze that in. Range right now, we're only what, 6 hours into the day here, so nothing over 100 at the moment. We had the pivot point inside the buy zone, so there's no real bias based on pivot, but we did gap down, so you just ignored the short here, looked for the long, and there was money to be made. Rat zone, the range is large enough, but at this point in time, really don't look for too many rat reversals. And you can see here that the red rats are still that 20 line is holding pretty true, or 20 pips. But for the green rats, you can see here the green rat smart rat zone is about what, 8 pips below just the normal 20 pip. There's the weekly pivot. We'll have to look at the next screen to see, did we actually take it out? No, we didn't. we got down to a low of 123.858, and this was 852, so we missed it by 6 points. But a miss is a miss. We're in the upper wick zone here. On the wall mall, you can see there was some definitely some profit to be made here. Trading the wall mall. Once again, price action, really simple. Just candle color at the line. I think there was a question. Oh, I know, it wasn't a question. I saw there's a trader out there on the Facebook. He was trying a couple methods and then he switched. Let me see if I can give you a tip here. One method, do that method for an entire month on one pair. Cut down on the variables. You know, trading a method for a couple of days or a week and you get a few trades per, that's not enough. That's not enough data. That's not enough time to learn. You got to practice. That's like saying, I'm going to learn karate. I'm going to do that for a couple of weeks. Then I'm going to move on to jujitsu. And then I'm going to do some Krav Maga. I mean, no, that's not the way to do it. Cut down the variables, pick one method, and, once again, brain management. You have to focus on what you're doing. Don't worry about what other people are trading, how much money they're making, what you're missing out on. No, just get rid of all of that and pick a method. Just pick one of the rat zone, buy zone, uh, um, wall mall. I don't care. Just pick one method and stick with it. I mean, if you watch my videos, if you see how, like with the wall mall method, I think we started doing that. Was it last month or the month before? And I just stuck with it. We just repeat it to show you that some days it works better than others, but it works every day. You just have to go in there and trade it. In fact, I'm thinking about, there's something else I want to go. I think I'm going to revisit some of the old methods, just to show that even though they might be decades old, like the buy zone, for example, they're still viable. Um, so unless you're a pro trader, you're really good at this, please pick one method. And just like with weights, start out with small amount of weight. In this case, maybe it's only, one little micro lot. You're trading a dime a pip or something. Um, but you're learning. You're in the process of learning. You want to develop good habits because you don't want to have bad habits and then you're losing $10 a pip. You don't want to do that. Okay, on the map here, remember I had showed you guys, you traders, last week. I had mentioned that I saw this double top being placed in, and just looking at the wick zones here, and this is the month on the dollar Canadian. And if you switch it back to the week here, you can see that how it's falling through those wick zones. You can even go back to the day, and I don't remember which day I told you that, but I know it was, I can't remember if it was Wednesday, Thursday, but or might have even been Tuesday. I might have given you the heads up. I'm not sure, but I saw that, and it was just on the monthly chart, and I said, hey, look for it, and I look for it to go down, and I'm pretty sure price was over $1.40 when I told you. So that's just once again, just looking at the chart, switching back over to the pound dollar here. You can see here, we can even go to the hour, so you can see the lines that are being crossed. And the whole idea between these lines, especially the gray lines, the ones that aren't going to move, because the color ones, that's for today, but the gray ones, they're not moving. They're pretty much in stone. Is that price is going to move from line to line and probably not incur any resistance. It's just going to move from line to line. Yeah, it might oscillate, but you can see here, price broke through here. In this blue line really doesn't count. And then you see here it came and hit these two lines, and then it moved back. So that was a nice move from here to here. So when you're taking the trades, this is just something to look at. I have this as a separate chart, and we're just looking at the space between lines. You can think of it as places to reverse. You can think as places to put a trade. So if you're a red rat and you're saying, hey, look, it went above the monthly bottom 1 month ago, and then it came back through, maybe I'll take that short. Right now, that short would be worth a few pips. But that's how you use this idea here. And you see here we've got the ranges, high, low, of the current in the last 4 bars. And then here's the ranges here of all the candle per chart period. Makes it kind of nice and easy. But this is just to just get an overall view of where might you meet some resistance based on the H4, based on the daily, based on the weekly, based on the monthly. And this is just a blank chart. Sometimes you should just look at the blank chart to see what you see. And if you remember, I think I told you when price dipped way down here and then it started coming up through these wicks, just that's where you can find trading opportunities. And that's the monthly. Same thing on the daily. You see here, price dipped down, and then came back up through these wicks. So sometimes you just look to the left, and that's why I left the close line here. So you can just look back and see what's it doing. Where is it cutting through wicks? Is it cutting through white space, empty space? Is it cutting through down candles, up candles? Just look at the chart, and don't think in terms of concepts like support and resistance or supply demand. Just look and see what it's doing. I mean, that's just how simple it can be. I mean, right here's another case. You can see here, price was going up on this day. Maybe it broke it, maybe it didn't. Right there, people would call that a double top, but then it fell right through that wick zone here. And then if you look over here, well, what did price do? Oh, it fell. And so just look to the left sometimes, and then you can read the chart. Just have a blank chart. I got no indicators on this chart with the exception of the buttons to change the pairs and change the time frames. Of course, I could right click or drag and drop. So this has nothing to do with anything. I don't even have the colors turned on. I don't want anything to influence me. I just want to look at the chart and see and see what I see. What do I see? Not what do I think, but what do I see? And I don't give it any names. I just say, oh, well, it's going through a wick or it's going through a body. And it's that simple. I mean, in fact, I saw something today. I was just cracking up. They were trying to sell some kind of, talk about dashboards. They were talking about this dashboard, and it was just so funny. And then I went out to eBay, and they got all these dashboards. Actually, I was looking to see if somebody was trying to sell mine on eBay. They've done that before. Oh, and I think there was one other thing, or did I cover it already? There was something else. Some other trader wanted something. Oh, I can't remember at the moment. If I do, I will have to put it in tomorrow's video. So I hope that helps, and I hope you guys have a profitable week this week. And once again, don't fall for all those hucksters out there. Yeah, there was somebody talking about hundreds of pips again. If you can do it, fine. But remember, whether you use my method or somebody else's, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So just go out there and drain the